Hello and a warm welcome to your English class. Today is Wednesday and it's already midweek. Before I start the lecture today, let me start by congratulating you and praising you for the amount of effort that you have put in to write the notes. They are exactly like the way I want it, and you make us feel proud, you make us feel happy that even in this situation of lockdown, when we cannot meet each other, cannot see each other, still you have done everything according to what is expected from you. So, God bless you. But I wish that I could say that for all the four sections, I've already shown my disappointment for one of the sections who has not done well, but all the same, we are looking forward to meeting you, and hopefully everything will go on well, and hopefully we'll see each other in the school premises soon. So, just a recap of what we have done in the previous lecture. I started the chapter The Heritage of India, which is written by A.L. Basham. And I told you just gave you the introduction about the chapter, that the chapter narrates the good things that the Indian culture has assimilated from various other cultures that have been present in the country, right from the ancient period to the medieval period to the modern period till we got independence. I also told you something about the effort and the social work or the reforms that were done by the social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Swami Vivekanand, Gandhi ji, and there are so many others who have worked not only for the upliftment of women, but they have also worked to make us aware of the rich culture that we have, to make us know that we belong to a country who is rich in everything: culture, languages, the dressing style, the customs, the traditions, and it's such a beautiful amalgamation of so many things, and on in these beautiful things, it is a must or our duty to bring out the beauty of the Indian culture, to remember it, to respect it, and not to follow everything blindly. हर एक कल्चर में कुछ अच्छी चीज़ें होती हैं, कुछ बुरी चीज़ें होती हैं. हम जो एजुकेटेड लोग हैं, जो हम समझते हैं कि कौन से कस्टम्स और ट्रेडिशंस बेकार के हैं, यूजलेस हैं, तो हमको खुद को उतनी अकल होनी चाहिए या इतना विजडम होना चाहिए कि हम लोग जो अच्छी चीज़ें हैं हमारे कल्चर में उसको एक्सेप्ट करें, और जो यूजलेस बेकार की चीज़ें हैं जो हमको प्रोग्रेस करने से रोकती हैं, उनको हमें नज़रअंदाज करना है. वी हैव टू अवॉइड देम. We just cannot be just blind followers of whatever is taught to us. We have to learn to reason out things and then follow what is important for us. So let us start today's lecture. Today, there were few Indians, whatever their creed, who do not look back with pride on their ancient culture. And there are few intelligent Indians who are not willing to sacrifice some of its effete elements so that India may develop and progress. Politically and economically, India faces many problems of great difficulty, and no one can forecast her future with any certainty. But it is safe to predict that whatever the future may be, the Indians of coming generations will not be unconvincing and self-conscious copies of Europeans, but will be men rooted in their traditions and aware of the continuity of their culture. Right? So the writer is trying to tell us that India has been a country where many foreign people have come to settle here, to rule us, and we have been under the influence of lot of empires and lot of foreigners, right? यानी कि जैसे शुरू जैसे मुगल्स आए या उससे पहले हमारे अशोका द ग्रेट थे या मगध एम्पायर था या फिर विक्रमादित्य वाज देयर. सो मैनी हैव कम एंड गॉन. फिर मुगल्स के बाद हम ब्रिटिशर्स के अंडर में थे एंड वी हैव बीन इन जितने सारे रूलर्स हमको रूल करने के लिए आए हैं उनसे हमने बहुत कुछ सीखा है. एंड द ब्यूटी इज दैट वी हैव केप्ट द थिंग्स दैट हेल्प्ड अस टू प्रोग्रेस, और हमने कुछ चीज़ों को छोड़ दिया जो हमारे डेवलपमेंट में या प्रोग्रेस में रुकावट डाल रहे थे किसी तरीके की. सो द सेम थिंग the writer is saying, that there are young Indians who are not proud of their ancient culture. There are young Indians at the present also who don't like जो NRIs हैं या जो young generation है उनको भी country के बारे में, अपनी ही country के बारे में बहुत सी चीज़ें हैं जो पसंद नहीं आती हैं. But all the countries in the world are not perfect. Every country has their own set of problems. It can be economical problems, it can be political problems, there can be social problems. Problems exist, definitely they exist. But we have tried from the past till the present situation to somehow fight with those problems and come out with something which is innovative, creative, progressive, which has helped us in our development. Maybe that is why India is now one of the most progressing countries of the world. But at the same time, the problems that exist in the country cannot help us judge our love, respect, and our patriotism. And it says that the writer also says that इतने सालों से हम लोगों को Britishers ने rule किया. And definitely we are a lot of Indians who is highly influenced by British culture. Our way of dressing, speaking has a lot of influence of the British culture. But at the same time, we are very closely rooted to our moral values, to our customs and traditions. Like चाहे भले ही हम लोग जीन्स पहनने लगे हों या शॉर्ट्स पहन रहे हैं या स्कर्ट्स पहन रहे हैं, लेकिन आज भी जब कोई हमारे से बड़ा हमारे सामने आता है तो हम झुक के उनके पैर छूते हैं. दैट रिस्पेक्ट इज स्टिल देयर. आज भी अगर हम लैपटॉप यूज़ करें या कोई नया स्कूटर आया या नया गैजेट आया, नई गाड़ी आई, तो सबसे पहले हम उसकी पूजा करते हैं. दैट इज़ आवर कल्चर. कोई भी ट्रेडिशंस कल्चर, जो शादियाँ होती हैं या कोई भी दूसरी सेरेमनीज़ होती हैं हमारे रिलीजन से कनेक्टेड, देयर माइट बी lot of influence of the West, but still जब intercaste marriages होती हैं तो देख के अच्छा लगता है कि किसी की दो तीन तरीक़ों से शादी हुई है. They are respecting all the religions at the same time. किसी की शादी क्रिश्चियन तरीके से भी होती है, किसी की शादी हिंदू तरीके से भी होती है. और people they love to dress up in the Indian attire. जिस दिन इंडियन शादी होगी और जिस दिन वेस्टर्न तरीके से क्रिश्चियन शादी हो रही है तो उस दिन सब वेस्टर्न कपड़े पहने हुए हैं. So it is just we are people who are deeply rooted with our customs and traditions. हम लोग फॉरेन कंट्रीज हो आए, हम लोग बाहर हो आए, फिर भी कहलाते तो हम इंडियंस ही हैं. We are Indians by birth because we are born here, and no matter whatever religion you follow, whether you're a Christian or a Bengali or a Maharashtrian or a Punjabi or whatever you are, eventually when you go out, you're known as an Indian, not as a Maharashtrian or a Catholic or a Christian or a Muslim. You are known as Indians because that is our identity, and that is seen in the way we project ourselves. हमारे ख्यालात कितने भी मॉडर्न हो, पर कहीं ना कहीं वो जो इंडियन रूट्स हैं, जो हमारी मॉरल वैल्यूज़ हैं, जो प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, वो तो दिख ही जाते हैं और उससे हम लोग आइडेंटिफाई किए जाते हैं. Already after only 7 years of independence, the extremes of national self-denigration and fanatical cultural chauvinism are disappearing. We believe that Hindu civilization is in the act of performing its most spectacular feat of synthesis. In the past, it has received, adapted, and digested elements of many different cultures: Indo-European, Mesopotamian, Iranian, Greek, Roman, Scythian, Turkish, Persian, and Arab. With each new influence, it has somewhat changed. Now it is well on the way to assimilating the culture of the West. So when the writer says already we are only 7 years of independence, यानी कि जब ये चैप्टर लिखा गया था तब इंडिया को इंडिपेंडेंट हुए 7 ही साल हुए थे. So that was a time we were newly born independent state, right? And that time the Britishers had just left our country. So it was a moment of mixed feelings. बहुत confused lot थे उस समय के लोग, because इंडिया को डेवलप करना था. बहुत लोग बाहर जाके पढ़ रहे थे, वहाँ से आके अपने वेस्टर्न आइडियाज़ को इंडिया में यूज़ कर रहे थे. बट it was not to change the entire mindset of the Indians. It was not because of that, or it was not to change the thinking of the Indians, but it was to somehow make the country progress, make the country aware of the things that there were cultures that were हमको बांध रहे थे बेड़ियों में, जो हमको प्रोग्रेस करने से रोक रहे थे. तो अगर उस समय हम लोगों ने कुछ वेस्टर्न आइडियाज़ अपनाए तो दैट वाज फॉर आवर ओन गुड. There were no schools opened, girls were not educated. Western culture brought the education for women, for girls. So there are entirely, we cannot say कि बहुत ज़्यादा हम लोग इन गलत इन्फ्लुएंस में रहे हैं, पर हम ये कह सकते हैं कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमने वेस्टर्न कल्चर से ली हैं, लेकिन जो अच्छी चीज़ें हैं वो आज तक कंटिन्यू कर रही हैं, और जो चीज़ें हमको लगा कि इतनी they are not helping us in the progress and development of our nation, that we conveniently just left them, right? And that's not only with the British culture. There have been so many cultures. I told you earlier also कि there were Europeans, Mesopotamians, Greeks, Romans, Turkish, Persian, Iranian people who came to India. There was some sort of influence that we took from them. जैसे कि हमारे पहनने के तरीके, पठानी सूट है या शरारा है, वो इंडियन में नहीं आता है. That was brought by the Mughals and the Persians and the Iranians and the Arabs. But now it stays there. right? There was parda system that was brought. It did exist in the Hindu kingdoms also, but when Raja Ram Mohan Roy and all came, they told the Indians that it's a custom that won't help you in progress and development, so it's better to do away with it. तो वो चीज़ को छोड़ना पड़ा. अभी भी एग्जिस्ट करता है कहीं कहीं. I wouldn't deny that, but still there are things that the Hindu culture, the writer says that still there is a lot of scope for a synthesis. Synthesis matlab for a change that the Hindu culture can bring in. But at the same time, he is also saying कि भले ही हम दूसरे कल्चर्स से इन्फ्लुएंस्ड हैं, दूसरे कल्चर्स का हम लोगों के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा असर हुआ है, स्पेशली वेस्टर्न कल्चर का, लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम वी आर पीपल हु have come to realize the importance of our moral values, the importance of the Indian typical Indian principles that exist only in our nation and they don't exist elsewhere. Joint family system, सबको साथ जोड़ने का, coexistence of all the religions, respect for one another. They are things that exist in our country, and I will not be able to tell you which culture brought these things in, but these are things that are typically known as Indian. And these, when all Indians, whether they live in India or they live in a foreign country, they follow them, and that makes us Indian. That makes us. जब मैं हिंदू कल्चर की बात कर रही हूँ तो it's not precisely Hinduism or Hindus. I'm talking about India and Indians and the Indian culture and tradition, right? So it would be wrong to pinpoint one particular culture or religion. It's a synthesis that the whole country has gone through and is still going through, and it depends on us what are our limits, what is our wisdom of understanding things, and how far do we get influenced in which cultures we adopt from the Western or other parts of the world, and what things or cultures or traditions we would love to carry on further, and what would be the things that we would just want them to vanish away from here. So that's all for today. One paragraph is left, which I will take in the next lecture, that is on Saturday, and then by the time you will get your copies back, and hopefully, again I'm saying we'll meet soon. Okay, so till then, take care of yourselves, stay at home and stay safe. Bye.